If you look at almost any business phone system, contact center, or cloud voice platform running today, chances are it connects to the outside world through something called a SIP trunk. It's essentially the modern replacement for those heavy, dedicated physical phone lines that telecom networks relied on for decades. It's also the technology that makes Microsoft Teams and Zoom Phone able to place calls to actual phone numbers. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what SIP trunking is and how it actually moves a call from point A to point B. We'll also look at why any serious production deployment needs a session border controller standing guard between your internal network and the outside world. At its absolute simplest, a SIP trunk is a virtual phone line that connects a business's internal phone system to the rest of the world using the internet. To understand how it works, it helps to break down the two words, SIP and trunking. The SIP part stands for Session Initiation Protocol. Now, SIP doesn't actually carry your voice across the network. That's handled by other VoIP technologies. Instead, think of SIP as the manager of the call. It handles the logistics. It rings the other person, figures out who's calling whom, negotiates the audio settings so you can hear each other, and tears the call down when you hang up. For anyone familiar with traditional telecom, SIP plays the same role that legacy signaling protocols like SS7 played in older phone networks. Call setup, routing, teardown, just designed to run natively over IP. The trunking part simply means a virtual pipe capable of carrying tons of these simultaneous call sessions at the exact same time over an IP network. So instead of paying the phone company to run physical circuits directly into your building, you have a logical software-based connection. The call management happens via SIP, and the actual audio travels alongside it as data packets across the internet. The shift from physical lines to SIP trunking, which has played out over the last 20 years or so, was a massive deal because it completely changed how a voice network scales. With SIP trunking, scaling capacity happens in software as opposed to hardware. Whether you're a business adding more channels to your phone system or a provider growing the trunking platform you offer to customers, you're updating a configuration instead of waiting on actual physical installation to take place. With SIP, you can simply add the channels you need and only pay for what you actually use. So how does a SIP trunk actually move a voice call from one side to the other? To picture the architecture, just think of two endpoints connected over an IP network. On one side, you've got the upstream provider, usually a carrier that has access to the public phone network. And on the other side, you've got the actual voice system you're trying to connect, like a PBX, a contact center, or a collaboration platform like Microsoft Teams. Between those two endpoints, instead of running physical wires, you have a SIP trunk, a logical IP connection that carries everything the call needs. When someone makes a call, two things happen over that trunk. First, the SIP signaling kicks in. That's the back and forth that handles call setup, codec negotiation, and tearing the call down at the end. Then, once the call is connected, the actual audio flows as RTP packets. That's the protocol that carries the voice media itself. Both the signaling and the audio travel over the same IP network, just on separate streams. So that's the general idea behind it. You're using IP transport to do what physical phone lines used to do, with SIP handling the conversation between the two sides. But there's one more piece every production SIP trunking deployment depends on, and we haven't gotten to it yet. That's the session border controller. So how exactly do you turn a raw SIP trunk into a secure production-grade phone system? That is where the session border controller, or SBC, comes into play. It is precisely the component that allows a real-world SIP trunk to function safely. While the trunk provides the virtual pipe, the SBC provides the intelligence at the edge of your network. It sits right on the border between your internal company's system and the outside world, acting as a universal translator and a strict security guard for your voice traffic. In a standard deployment, it manages three critical pillars to keep your trunk running smoothly. The first is security. It acts as a specialized firewall, absorbing malicious traffic and denial of service attacks before a single bad packet can touch your core systems. The second is interoperability. It handles the translation, smoothing out the differences in vendor dialects so your cloud platform and your carrier trunk can understand each other perfectly. And finally, routing control. It manages those smart instant failovers if a network link drops and handles regulatory rules like stir shaken to combat robocalls. Now, if you want a more detailed look at what an SBC is and how it functions, we have a video titled "What is a Session Border Controller?" which is linked in the description below. But in the context of setting up a reliable SIP trunk, just think of the SBC as the essential multi-tool at the edge of your network. It's the engine that turns a raw internet connection into a secure, enterprise-grade phone system. That wraps up our high-level look at SIP trunking. What it is, how the pieces fit together, and why having an SBC at the edge is the secret to unlocking all of its benefits at scale. If you want to dig deeper into the actual architecture, security policies, or step-by-step platform integrations like Teams Direct Routing, you can find a comprehensive written guide in the description. And if you're actively building out a SIP trunking platform, be sure to check out ProSBC. It's our carrier-grade software SBC, and you can grab a free ProSBC lab license to test it out in your own environment. You'll find the link below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to ask any additional questions in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one.